Hello and welcome. I want you to just begin to allow yourself to relax, to settle in. There is nowhere you need to be, nothing you need to do, except simply listen. Let the weight of the day just melt away. Feel the softness beneath you, the gentle support of your bed, the pillow cradling your head. Notice your breath flowing in and flowing out, without any effort at all. And as you breathe, you can begin to imagine a gentle, cool night breeze brushing against your window pane, a soft, whispering sound that only deepens the feeling of warmth and safety right here in your own space. The world outside is quiet and still, and you are perfectly, wonderfully secure. Our story today begins not in a grand castle or a deep, dark forest, but in a place of humble, gentle warmth, a place where the magic is in the flour, the fire, and the patience of the rising dough. Our story begins in the baker's pre-dawn warmth, soft, rhythmic sound of gentle breathing or a very faint, steady heartbeat. So, just allow yourself to drift there now. In your mind's eye, picture a small, sleeping village, nestled in a valley under a blanket of 1,000 stars. The moon is a sliver of silver, and the world is painted in shades of deep blue and softest black. Every window is dark, every door is closed. The only sounds are the occasional rustle of leaves in the night breeze and the distant soothing hoot of an owl, a lullaby for the village. But there is one place, one building, where a different kind of magic is already beginning to stir. Can you see it? A small stone cottage at the edge of the village square. From its single small chimney, a thin grey wisp of smoke begins to curl upwards. Not the thick, harsh smoke of a roaring fire, but a gentle, fragrant plume that carries the promise of warmth and comfort. Let's move closer, right up to the heavy wooden door. If you place your hand upon it, you can feel a faint radiating warmth, and if you listen very, very closely, you can hear the faintest of sounds from within. A soft shuffling, the scrape of a wooden bench on a stone floor, the quiet, purposeful breath of the baker herself. Now, let the door open just in your imagination and step inside. Soft, slow intake of breath. Ah, there it is. The air is thick with a fragrance that feels like a memory of home. It is the rich, earthy, slightly sweet smell of grain, of flour that hangs in the air like a soft golden dust, and beneath that, the warm, living, comforting scent of yeast, a smell that is both ancient and new, the smell of life itself, gently breathing, rising. The very air feels nourishing. To breathe it in is to feel cared for. The room is lit only by the soft orange glow of a banked fire in a massive brick oven, and a single fat candle on a heavy wooden table, its flame dancing slow, lazy shadows across the walls. The shadows sway and bow, a silent, graceful dance just for you. Look around, see the sacks of flour looking like plump resting giants in the corner. See the wooden troughs, their interiors smooth and pale from years of use, and on the table, a great rounded mound of dough covered with a clean linen cloth. It rests there, peaceful, patient, growing so slowly, so imperceptibly, that you can only know it's happening by the gentle, domed shape of the cloth. It is a living thing, resting, dreaming, before it becomes bread. And in the center of it all is the baker, an older woman, her face kind and lined with years of smiling into the morning sun. She moves not with haste or worry, but with a slow, deliberate grace. She is not working, she is tending. She is a keeper of this quiet, pre-dawn ritual. She dusts her hands with flour from a small clay bowl, and the powder poofs into the candlelight, a tiny cloud of gold, swirling and settling in the warm, still air. She approaches the great sleeping mound of dough. With hands that are strong yet infinitely gentle, she presses into it. There is no force, only a gentle pressure. And as she presses, you can hear the softest of sounds, a faint, whispering sigh as the tiny bubbles within the dough shift and settle. Psh! It is the sound of contentment, the sound of something becoming exactly what it is meant to be. She begins to knead, her hands pushing, folding, turning, a rhythm as old as time itself. The dough is soft and pliable, and the only sound is the gentle, sticky sound of it releasing from the table with each fold. A soft thump, then a pause, then another soft thump. It is a heartbeat, the heartbeat of the bakery, a steady, calming, hypnotic rhythm that tells you all is well. Everything is proceeding exactly as it should. There is no rush. There is only this moment, this warmth, this gentle, rhythmic thump. And as she works, she thinks of the village, still asleep in their beds. She thinks of the children who will come running for their crusty rolls, of the farmers who will need the sustenance for a long day in the fields, and she thinks of the law, a simple, ancient law from a time long past, the law of the Assize bread. It said that every loaf, from the humblest brown loaf to the finest white, must be a standard size. It must weigh a certain amount. It wasn't about the price, but about the fairness, the trust. So that when a person came to buy their daily bread, they knew exactly what they were getting. A promise, baked into the very crust, a standard of comfort, a guarantee of nourishment. Can you feel the rightness of that? The simplicity, no confusion, no worry, just the simple, steadfast promise of a loaf of bread, a constant in a changing world, just like the rising of the sun or the turning of the seasons. The bread would be there, dependable, nourishing, good. And now the oven is ready. She opens the small, heavy iron door, a soft, deep, heavy creak of iron. And the warmth that pours out is not a harsh blast, but a deep, radiant, enveloping heat. It washes over the room, over you, like a physical embrace. It is the warmth of the earth's core, a primal, soothing energy. The glow from within is a deep, pulsating orange, like a captured sunset. She uses a long wooden paddle to slide the loaves inside, each one a pale, smooth promise, scored with her own unique mark. The door closes with a soft, final thud. And now, we wait. In the quiet, in the warmth. The only sound is the faint, crackling whisper of the fire. A sound that seems to sync with your own breathing. In, a soft crackle, and out, a soft sigh. The yeasty, comforting smell is even stronger now. A scent that feels like safety, like childhood, like home. So just allow yourself to sink into this feeling, the gentle heat on your skin, the soft, rhythmic sounds, the comforting, nourishing smells. There is nothing to do but to be here in the baker's pre-dawn warmth, held and safe and deeply, deeply relaxed. Yes, just let yourself drift deeper into this warm, flower-dusted sanctuary. The world outside is still a tapestry of deep blues and silvery shadows. But here, inside, the air itself seems to hum with a quiet, golden energy. The loaves are in the oven now, baking their promise into reality. And in this space between the mixing and the baking, there is a profound, peaceful stillness. A waiting, a breath held, not in anxiety, but in perfect, patient anticipation. So let us wait with the baker. She has settled onto a simple, three-legged stool near the great oven. She is not idle. Her hands are busy with a second, smaller task, one that requires a different, even more delicate kind of magic. In a small wooden bowl rests a pat of butter, slowly softening in the radiant heat. And next to it, a small jar of the first pale honey of the season, thick and golden. She takes a whisk, a bundle of fine twigs tied together, and begins to blend them. Listen to the sound. A soft, rhythmic swish, swish, swish of a whisk in a ceramic bowl. It is a lighter, smoother sound than the kneading, a gentle, swirling whisper. Swish, swish. Each movement combines the rich, creamy fat of the butter with the liquid sunshine of the honey, creating something new, something sweet and spreadable, a simple luxury for the morning bread. Swish, swish. The sound is like the rustle of silk or the gentle stirring of a quiet pond with a reed. It is a sound that invites your mind to grow quiet, to simply follow the gentle circular rhythm. Swish, swish. Can you imagine the scent now, joining the yeasty warmth of the bread? A delicate, sweet note, the floral, almost grassy scent of the honey, weaving through the earthy smell of the grain. It is a fragrance of pure kindness, a hint of the sweetness to come. And as she whisks, she hums. A low, soft, wordless tune, a melody without a beginning or an end, a loop of comfort that rises and falls like the gentle slopes of the hills surrounding the village. It is not a song to be heard, but a song to be felt. A vibration in the air that resonates with the warmth from the oven and the steady, slow rhythm of your own heartbeat. Let that hum and the soft swish, swish of the whisk fill your awareness. There is no other sound that matters. The owl outside has fallen silent. The breeze has stilled. There is only this room, this warmth, this gentle, lulling soundtrack to your descent into rest. Now, bring your attention to the oven itself. The great brick structure is like a slumbering beast, its heart a bank of glowing red embers. If you listen very, very closely, you can hear the bread inside. It's a subtle sound, a faint, quiet crackle from the crust as it hardens and turns golden. A soft, internal sigh as the last of the moisture steams and the airy structure within finally sets into its perfect, delicate architecture. These are the sounds of transformation, of potential becoming reality, but there is no struggle here, no violence. It is a gentle, inevitable unfolding, guided by the patient, consistent heat. It is a process you can trust completely. You don't need to watch it, you don't need to worry about it. It is simply happening perfectly as it should, just like your body now is simply happening perfectly. Your breath flows in and out without any need for you to direct it. Your heart beats its steady, reassuring rhythm, all on its own. You are being held and transformed by the quiet passage of the night. Just like the loaves in the oven, you can let go of all effort and simply allow. The baker sets down her whisk. The honeyed butter is complete. She covers the bowl with a clean, damp cloth and places it in the coolness of the stone larder. She returns to her stool, and now she simply sits. Her hands, now still, rest in her flour-dusted lap. She gazes into the faint orange light emanating from the edges of the iron oven door. Her eyes are soft. Her mind is quiet. She's not thinking of the chores to come or the villagers who will soon arrive. She is simply present, bathed in the warmth, breathing in the fragrant air. Being, and you can do the same. You can simply be here in this story. The sensations are your guide, the gentle heat on your skin like a soft, heavy blanket woven from sunlight. The comforting, yeasty, slightly sweet air that feels so nourishing to breathe. The soft, dark light of the pre-dawn, broken only by the gentle pulse of the oven's glow. There is a deep peace in this moment. A peace that comes from being in a place where everything has its purpose and everything is right where it belongs. The flour is in the sack. The yeast is in the dough. The fire is in the oven, the bread is baking, and you are here, safe and warm, listening to a gentle voice in the quiet of the night. Everything is as it should be. Allow that feeling of rightness to sink into your bones, a deep muscle-melting certainty that in this moment all is well. There is no problem to be solved here, no decision to be made, only the gentle passive experience of warmth and scent and sound and rest, so deep a rest. That's it, just drifting on this warm, gentle current of stillness. The baker's quiet presence is like an anchor, holding this entire space in a perfect, peaceful equilibrium. And now, a new sensation begins to gently bloom in the air. A scent that was once a promise is now becoming a reality. It starts as a subtle deepening of the yeasty fragrance, a warm, nutty note that begins to weave its way through the room. It is the smell of roasting grain, of transformation reaching its beautiful conclusion. It is the smell of the crust, browning, crisping, turning into a perfect golden shell. This new aroma is richer, more profound. It doesn't just smell like food, it smells like fulfillment. It is the scent of a promise kept. The baker lifts her head slowly, a small, knowing smile touching the corners of her mouth. She doesn't need a timer. She knows in her bones that the moment is near. She rises from her stool, her movements fluid and dreamlike in the soft light. She picks up a long metal tapping rod from its hook on the wall. She approaches the great oven door. With a quiet, deliberate motion, she opens the small, heavy iron peephole, a soft metallic clink. She inserts the rod, and with a gentle tap, she taps one of the loaves inside. Tap. Listen to the sound. A clear, hollow, resonant thump. It is a sound of perfection, a sound that tells her the moisture inside has baked into a delicate, airy structure. And the loaf is ready. It is a single, resonant note that hangs in the warm air for a moment, a perfect musical note played on an instrument of bread, before it fades back into the silence. Tap. And then the hollow, satisfying thump. This sound, this simple, resonant tap, is a signal of completion, a signal that the work here is done and it is good. Let that sound resonate deep within you, a signal that your own work for the day is done, that your own striving is complete. There is nothing more you need to do, nothing more you need to think about except to rest and be in this completed moment. Now she picks up the long wooden paddle, the peel its surface smooth and dark from 1,000 such mornings. She opens the main oven door, a deeper, more resonant creak than before. And the warmth that floods out is now layered with this new, incredible, soul-comforting aroma of freshly baked bread. It is the most ancient, most welcoming smell in the world. It is the smell of home, of security, of life itself sustained. With practiced, graceful sweeps of the peel, she retrieves the loaves. One by one, they emerge from the orange glow. No longer pale, soft dough, but magnificent golden brown creations. Their crusts are crisp and pebbled, and from the scores she cut into them earlier, a line has burst open, a creamy white rift called the oven spring, looking like a gentle smile on the face of each loaf. She places them carefully on a large wire rack to cool, and as they rest, they begin to sing. Yes, sing. It is a very, very soft, subtle sound, a faint, delicate crackle and ping as the crust continues to cool and contract. It is the bread's own lullaby, a tiny, percussive symphony of cooling. If you listen with the very quietest part of your mind, you can almost hear it. Ping, crackle, pop, tiny, gentle sounds like distant fairy bells or the soft settling of autumn leaves. Ping, crackle. Let these tiny, gentle sounds be the only thoughts you need to notice. Each tiny ping, a thought gently landing, and then melting away into the warmth. Each soft crackle, a minor worry, dissolving into the comforting aroma. There is no need to hold on to them. They simply appear and then fade, leaving only peace in their wake. The baker stands over her rack of bread, a quiet satisfaction radiating from her. This is her purpose. This simple, profound act of creation, to take the most basic elements of the earth, grain, water, fire, air, and weave them into a substance that feeds both the body and the spirit. She knows that soon the village will wake, the bell in the square will chime, the door will open, and the cool morning air will rush in, along with the sounds of life beginning anew. But for now, for these last few precious moments, it is still just this: the warmth, the scent, the gentle crackling song of the cooling bread. And you, listening, breathing, resting deeper and deeper with every exhalation, every release of breath, letting go just a little bit more. The warmth from the oven is slowly fading from a radiating heat to a gentle, residual glow, just like the feeling in your own body, moving from wakefulness into a soft, heavy, and deeply comfortable warmth, a warmth that cradles you and invites you to simply close your eyes and listen to the bread sing its gentle, crackling lullaby just for you. Ping, crackle, pop, so soft, so gentle. Yes, let the final moments of this story wrap around you like the softest, warmest blanket. The baker's work is complete. Her quiet symphony of creation has reached its final gentle movement. And now, the world outside the cozy bakery begins to, very softly, stir. The deep indigo of the night sky is now softening at its edges to a velvety gray. The first bird, a single solitary robin, tentatively chirps from a nearby rooftop. Its call is not loud or jarring, but a soft, liquid question into the stillness. Chirp? A pause, and then, from a little further away, a faint answering tweet. The world is waking, so slowly, so gently. The baker moves to the front door of the shop. She unlatches the heavy wooden bolt. A soft, solid thunk as the wood slides back. She does not open it yet. She simply stands there, her hand on the grain of the wood, feeling the subtle shift in the world. A sliver of cool, fresh, pre-dawn air slips through the crack beneath the door. It carries the scent of dew-dampened earth and the clean, green smell of the coming day. This cool breath of air meets the warm, bread-scented air of the bakery, and they mingle, the cool and the warm, swirling together around you. A gentle dance of sensations on your skin, the cool freshness of new beginnings, and the deep, comforting warmth of a night well spent, merging into one perfect feeling. And now, the sound you have been waiting for, the sound that has been the silent promise behind this entire story. From the village square, the old bell in the clock tower begins to chime. It is not a loud, clanging alarm. It is a deep, resonant bronze tone that seems to vibrate through the very stones of the buildings, through the earth itself, and through you. Bong. The sound is low and soft, a wave of peaceful sound that washes over the entire village. Bong. It marks the hour, but it feels like a blessing. A signal that the night is over and a new day has been gifted to the world. With each chime, you can feel yourself sinking deeper and deeper into a state of perfect, untroubled rest. Bong. The baker finally opens the door. She doesn't swing it wide, just enough to step outside for a moment. The cool air washes over her and she takes a deep, satisfied breath. She looks up at the lightening sky, where the last stars are fading like distant, forgotten embers. She knows that in a few moments the first villagers will arrive, the farmer with his milking pails, the woodcutter with his axe, the children, their eyes still soft with sleep, coming for their warm, crusty rolls. But that is their story now. Your story, the story of the baker's pre-dawn warmth, is gently, softly succumbing to a close. So let the images fade. Let the sounds soften until they are just a memory, a feeling, Let the warmth from the oven become the warmth of your own body, resting deeply. Let the scent of the bread become the simple, comforting scent of your own pillow. Let the resonant chime of the bell become the steady, rhythmic beat of your own heart. Bong, you are safe, you are warm, you are nourished, the bread is baked, the promise is kept, all is well, and now it is time for you to sleep. Long, long pause, followed by a soft, final whisper. Sleep now.